like to now welcome End2End's CEO and founder, Kiran Koditala.
Hello. Are you ready for this to be over? Well, I want to tell you a story, but this story is multiple dimensions, like all are humans, right? The story of my entrepreneurship journey, because Quantum Leap is started as a celebration of End2End turning 15 years old. I started this company in 2010 with a simple obsession: connect anything to anything. And that was it. Like, that was our motto, that was our idea. And if you look at the name, N, number 2, N, it is precisely to symbolize end-to-end connectivity. Because in 2010, that's the beginning of SaaS platforms, managed cloud services, and integration systems together. And as we started implementing this end-to-end system, we realized that we needed to build a system that can connect anything to anything. In 2013, we launched our first system or platform. We called it End-to-End Integration Cloud. It was designed on Amazon Web Services as an integration platform where we can install this in institutions' Amazon Cloud Services. It was really a childish play, frankly, and it did not, even though the scheme was big, even though the idea was big, we were still quite childish because we're still 3 years old. We're just like kids putting Lego blocks together. We thought that we can slap some things together, call it a cloud, and it didn't work out. But there was a lesson we learned in that process, is that maybe we were a little too early. Well, maybe that's what most entrepreneurs tell themselves when they sleep at night, because they say, well, maybe I'm too early, maybe I'm too smart, maybe the market is not ready. But regardless of how it feels, it's still the truth that nobody wants to buy your software, right? So, most entrepreneurs actually give up at this stage, but I was like, well, this one big idea did not work. Let's try another big idea. Even Varun is here somewhere, and Varun knows this idea of MobiDU. And the idea was exactly around Moby Dick, where at that point I didn't read Moby Dick, so I was like, well, like Ishmael kills the whale, MobiDU will be like the killing of like Moby Dick, where we take down the big Goliath of disparate systems, disaggregated systems, and that's why we named it MobiDU. And while that was a grand scale where with the systems were integrated, so while this was a grand scale about total student engagement platform, it had some traction. We actually had some traction with some customers. So while the system has supported the platform, even though we had a lot of customers, we actually ran into some issues. It's similar to kids when they move from 3 years old to teenagers, where bad things happen. You fall in love. In 2015, there was a collapse of whatever the dream was. We actually had multiple issues. So we had multiple issues. A malicious insider, basically we had an office in India, and the office was almost shut down overnight because the insider basically said, this is all my company. And then I went through my own personal issues where the person betrayed me, the company betrayed me, and I went through divorce. You all know this story about people as they evolve, as they grow, as they migrate. There's a set of issues that come about that puts everything you do into perspective. But I never wanted to give up. Like, as part of this process, I never wanted to say, I want to give up on this big dream to connect anything to anything. I don't want to give up on this big dream to support a mobile student engagement platform. So I kept investing, and the cost kept increasing because now I'm supporting end-to-end integration cloud, MobiDU, and other things as well. But in 2016, we realized one thing after the issues with the India office and my own personal crisis is that we went back to the table and said, why are people buying our mobile student engagement platform? Why are people buying end-to-end integration cloud? That's not because we have a cloud platform. That's not because we have a mobile student engagement platform, but it's because they believed in my integration experience, integration expertise. And that's what led us to Illuminate. Illuminate is after a series of mistakes, missteps, and others, at year 6, we launched Illuminate. And that's when we met some of my board members that really helped me when we were truly collapsing under our personal and professional debt. And people like Hitesh, and you see my board members here, they said, Kiran, we don't trust your big ideas, we don't trust your vision, but we trust you as a person. At a human level, they connected with me. And that was the beginning of we'll call it rise of the ashes or whatever, is that I needed to get that validation from somebody as we implemented. But as we took the money from external investors, the clarity came forward. I realized that people buy stuff from me because of 2 things, maybe 3. One of them is they connect with me at a personal level. They believe in me. They trust me as a human. And that's why I keep talking about, in this age of AI, the key aspect, the only aspect that will help us succeed will be our ability to become more human, better human beings. And also the other clarity came about, which is our ability to integrate is what people love us for. So we doubled down on that idea and implemented a new strategy. Before 2015, I was just trying to be a child, trying to prove something to somebody, do this, do that, do this, do that. After 2016, I started building from this clarity of what is it that I want to build and continue to invest in that. So we launched Illuminate, and Illuminate became the first API builder platform where APIs were built at scale. We started with our core student information system like Banner, and then Canvas and others, and you all know the story of Illuminate as an API builder software, API management software, and API integration software as well. So customers just weren't buying my products, they were buying our integration experience, as we said. But we tried this, we wanted to implement this higher education software. However, our original plan was make higher education build APIs at scale. However, customers did not want to buy our APIs or buy the API builder software. They wanted us to provide pre-built APIs. So that's when we pivoted and started releasing our certified builder marketplace. In this, we moved from making customers build the software to making APIs that are pre-built for different student information systems and others, and that's when end-to-end became trusted. Overnight, we became a company that people believed. Partners started building applications with us. Systems started integrating with us. Like California Virtual Campus trusts us now to connect over 116 colleges with California Virtual Campus integration. We have several customers use us for mobile student engagement, even though the mobile vendor is somebody else. We have ACI that uses us for payment gateways as well. And then we saw the fact that in 2022, we saw the fact that people were building APIs, but everybody was releasing their own APIs, Workday, Banner, and others, and that's when we launched our interface design workflow where anybody can build APIs on top of it. But what kept me up at night, and this is when Hitesh kind of asked me, like, what is end-to-end doing with AI? And I was like, I wanted to have a very intelligent answer, but we finally said we wanted to go back to our original dream of connecting anything to anything. And 2024 is when we named it, and 2025 we launched it, and we had overnight success. Again, it's not because we're an AI company, it's not because we're an AI expert, it's not because we knew anything about LLMs, it's because customers believed in us, trusted us, and believed in our integration ability as well. And LightLeap AI wasn't just a beginning of a strategy. It was the idea that led us to whatever I'm about to show you right now. As we connected all these APIs, as we connected all these integrations, we realized that LightLeap is not just a chatbot. It's a chatbot that connects you to many systems where you can implement a chatbot that responds by text. You can integrate chatbot that connects by audio. And we continue to build this legacy. Speaking of legacy, today is Steve Jobs' birthday, February 24th. And some of you probably know this, End-to-End celebrated two big events. Both of them are on February 24th because it's Steve Jobs' birthday. Jobs was obviously, is everybody's idol because most of us use iPhone. But for me, he's even more of a life story in itself because he went through his own crises and his own overcoming of that journey is what led us to where we are right now. He believed that technology should remove friction, not create it. However, as you heard from the CEOs, higher education has nothing but friction across the board. Chancellors are struggling with hundreds of email systems, hundreds of systems that can include email systems, student information systems, learning management system, and others. And presidents and advisors and faculty members are overwhelmed, based on what Think Tank has told me, on all the systems they need to connect. They're drowning in dashboards. But that's why I'm super excited about what we're about to show you today. Because this is no longer an intelligent problem. This is no longer an AI problem. This is no longer a data integration problem. This is truly an interface problem. What I mean by that is, over the last few years, we've been implementing a different system with LightLeap, where we connected it first with text, connected text then with audio, connected with student information system, learning management system, doing it all securely. But every time we did it, is it truly connecting anything to anything? And that brings us to this moment right here. It is no longer, we believe that for AI to be truly working, it has to be an omni-channel communication. I'm here to introduce Omnia. Omnia is a omni-channel communication device. It has eyes, it has mouth, it has ears, it has a computer that it's inside it, and it supports all the systems that you want. So omni-channel communication device called Omnia that has a projector that can project all the way to holograph images. It has a computer on video camera on top that can have 360 vision. And it also, inside it, it has an onboard LLM. It has a TPU, tensor processing unit. It has a CPU and GPU as well. Why is all that important? As we start talking about institutions implementing different systems, we want to provide them a system or a device that will allow them to run payroll on the system, upload documents to the system that includes highly sensitive documents, and upload documents on the system, and also provide instantaneous feedback. But it also is connected to the power of internet itself. It's connected to World Wide Web when you need to call it. It's connected to student information system, learning management system, and everything else. Omnia is our first omni-channel communication device. We are beginning to enter this world of no longer implementing systems that has multiple components that we talked about, and the system can allow you to have active personal communications with them. You can communicate with voice. Imagine being a doctor and a patient walks into your office, and the doctor can communicate with it using video as well. It can see the patient. It can take notes for you. Imagine an advisor that's interacting with students in a way that they can communicate, see their emotional information as well. So what is Omnia? Omnia has all the things that we have built over the years. Every failure I faced so far, every false step I've made, whether it's MobiDU or End-to-End Integration Cloud or Illuminate's API connector, is what led us to Omnia. Omnia is built on our secure integrated platform so that it builds on Illuminate's API platform with certified builds and conversational AI and omni-channel communication. And CEOs and presidents, we are no longer talking about a higher education specific platform here. We're talking about a system that can integrate with any business. It can be a CEO's executive assistant. It can be an advisor support system. It can be your boardroom advisor as well, because it can communicate with you in natural language, in all the languages as well. We're a 15-year-old company, and we continue to evolve, continue to adapt. We continue to put ourselves in risk's way, harm's way, because we want to do the impossible. We want to build the best solution possible. We want to innovate faster than ever. We want to integrate every system. But we do all of this in the most secure, most integrated, and most ethical way possible. And that's what differentiates us. When we talked about the 3 things that made Hitesh and the board members invest in me, or whether it is the 400 plus customers that believe in me, or 17 or so partners that trust me, they're not doing it because I'm the Mark Zuckerberg or Mark Zuckerberg lookalike. They believe in me because of our commitment to higher education, our commitment to values, our commitment to security, our commitment to ethics. And that's why we believe that Omnia will become the next executive assistant for the entire world. We believe that not only Omnia is going to be a system that we can use across the higher education, but it can be a blueprint for people trying to do the most secure processing on an onboard system. Imagine using the power of Atlas to process your payroll in seconds instead of days. Imagine using the power of Orion to process millions of records on board Omnia in a matter of minutes. Imagine using the power of Prism to ingest tens of thousands of documents or millions of documents that include confidential information, FERPA information, HIPAA information on this device. Why a device, we might ask? The reason why you need a device is twofold. One is having an onboard LLM will allow the device to aggressively perform functions very quickly. Having an onboard system will allow you to process them quickly, but also process them in the most secure way possible so that you're not losing the data in transit. You're not losing the data because, I don't know, Amazon got hacked, or you're not losing the data because some other vulnerability occurred. And the reason why we have TPUs, or tensor processing units, in there is because all our platforms require strong AI ML foundation. This TPU will allow us to process million records in less than a few minutes. And these million records can include your most confidential information. This million records can include your scientific data. This million records can be doing anything else. What Omnia comes with is not just a hardware, but a software that goes along with it, like we talked about. It includes a LightLeap AI's conversational chatbot. It includes our Illuminate and our connector marketplace as well. So as I stand on my 15th year anniversary, I want to explain that Omnia is not a product. This is not a module. This is not an upgrade. This is the new identity of end-to-end. This is no longer, I strongly believe that this is not just an identity for end-to-end, but a new way of thinking about a secure, integrated, and actionable AI that is ethical, reliable, and most valuable for every CEO, every CTO, every VP of Academic Affairs as well. For decades, we have been told that you had to buy this software, you had to put everything in this bucket, you have to do that, and you have to do this. But we want to tell you that now we change the narrative. We are no longer held hostage by software vendors or cloud providers to do this or that. But starting today, we want software that adapts to executives. That we want a software that's customizable for a chancellor, a software that can be customized for any executive in the world. It's no longer about dashboards and report delays and other crap, but it is conversations you can have. You're no longer asking your developer to build something, you're asking AI to process these things for you. And ultimately, it's all relying on intelligent action. Our dream for 2026 and beyond is that leaders are no longer held hostage by software vendors, hardware vendors, their own software development team or hardware development team, but they're actioning on their whatever their dreams are, no matter how impossible they are. So coming back to my 15-year story, like we're all born, when we start, we wanted to prove something to somebody. Now, I believe as I start my 15th year journey, in my 50th year, I want to build something that outlives me. I want to build Omnia that makes it personal for the next CEO, next CTO, next vice president, next chancellor, next student. I don't know. But I believe that this is going to be our new identity. Welcome to Omnia.